There are few industries that have such blatant disrespect for their customers as the comic book industry. These people who are at Marvel and DC in the Access media all have disdain for you as a reader. They think that you're just a simp who's just going to buy the brand no matter what. And they think that you are so stupid that when they do something controversial or whatever, like race replace a character or turn them into some new LGBT whatever this week, that you're just going to buy it just because you're going to rubberneck to see what's going to happen, and that speculators are going to buy these crazy, things just to, of course, speculate on the price for a little bit. And so that's the onus of everything that happens. We've known this has been the case for a long, long time. Marvel and DC used to use marketing for like their death events, right? So the death of Superman, this time it's for real forever, right? And once that got old, as they've killed every single character at least once, sometimes multiple times, they don't have that anymore. So they can't really do anything because they can't progress characters. They can't make compelling stories anymore. Everything's already been told with all these characters. And so now all they do is like make their weird sexual transitions into their weird fetishes and things like that and put that into these kids' books, right? And so that is what Marvel and DC are up to these days. And it is a cynical marketing ploy. Let's get into the news on this in just a moment. My name's John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator, and I'm doing a lot on my Subscribestar right now. I just posted up a Fandom Pulse update, which is my new pop culture news website, talking about just kind of the metrics of what's going on and what we're trying to build here for the culture war. I'm also producing some comics and also some prose novels and things like that on here. If you want to support our channel, support our culture war effort, this is a great place to go. The link's in the description below. Really appreciate everybody who's in here so far. We also have channel memberships, of course, some merch on our merch stores, and of course, books on my online store as well. All those links are in the description below. Now, this is Fandom Pulse, my new website, and of course, I wrote an article this morning about what we're talking about right now. Batman writer Joshua Williamson admits Marvel and DC Comics piss people off as a marketing ploy for short-term comic book sales. This is absolutely crazy. I read this in an interview that he was conducting, where he was watching a friendly sort of press deal. And if you look at what he starts to say, it gets really, really cynical for these marketing ploys like I've been talking about at the opening of this video. He says, when people are happy, they spend less, implying that when people are unhappy, they spend more. Like I said, he's sitting there going, you know what? We're just going to get you to rubberneck into this. We don't care if we're destroying the character. We don't care if we're honoring its legacy. We don't care if we're telling good stories or not. That's not going to get butts in the seats. What's going to get butts in the seats is like doing something like turning the Joker into a black lesbian trans woman. There you go. And so that's what they've been doing. We've been covering things like, of course, Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville, where it's just this cluster train wreck. And it doesn't work most of the time. If you look at it, Green Lantern, Alan Scott didn't sell. This didn't sell. Jonathan Kent, Superman, as much as Tom Taylor kept saying it was selling, did not sell. Maybe the first issue did. But it does just drop and diminish people over time, because what happens is when you get gay Superman instead of Superman, you're not going to come back and read Superman again. It's been tainted, and it's something that just like drives you out of comic shops forever. I remember when Marvel put out the Peter Parker Mary Jane marriage dissolution, where Peter Parker did his weird thing and made a deal with the devil to rewrite reality so that like Aunt May could live a couple more days or something in her 90s. Absolutely crazy. And it just ruined Spider-Man for me. I never came back to start reading Spider-Man, really, because I stopped caring at that point. It just had a taint to it that you can't come back from. So maybe the event got some sales for that quick short-term deal, but it's super cynical because it just destroys the characters. Josh Williamson says it's not just about, oh, I want to piss people off. It's just mostly, right? And so that's kind of crazy. Like, it's like they intentionally set out to piss people off, but, it's not just about that. It's about other things too, right? And so there it is. And he says, sometimes people get really angry and they spend money. So that's what it's about. They hope that you see this image, you're going to get angry and you're going to go hate by it. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to be compelled because they don't have the talent out there to write good stories anymore. And so this is what they rely upon at this point, these type of images, in order to just upset you, hoping that you're going to go out there and just like saber rattle about it. And this is what they do at this point. It's really sad. I mean, they've really torched everything everybody loves about Marvel and DC Comics, and they keep circling this drain, and it's intentional. Joshua Williamson is showing that it's absolutely intentional. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.